The Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast is recorded on Facebook Live at facebook.com/AverageGuysPro and twitch.tv/AverageGuysPodcast. Be sure to join in on Tuesday nights immediately following 205 Live to join the conversation. And stay tuned after this episode for part 1 of my exclusive interview with Colorado Wrestling star, the Suplex Party, Justin Andrews.
And we're live.
We are live.
You want to keep talking about what you were just talking about?
Not really.
How great of a TV show Community is? Yes.
That's a bald-faced lie. You know it.
Ladies and gentlemen who are fans of our live recording, sorry we're late. I forgot what time it was.
Stupid idiot.
I am. That's
right?
Correct.
All right, Chris forgot, and then the rest of us just sitting around talking about boobs.
Well, I mean, that's what people do, right?
Oh,
That's what normal people do.
Oh, so what's on the docket today? So we've got,
Got a lot of wrestling news this week.
oh my god, so much wrestling.
So much wrestling news.
All the news.
How about this build up to Omega Jericho?
It's so good. It's so good.
So freaking good.
So, if you guys missed it, this past Sunday, or whatever day it was, at, what was the name of the show? It was Tag something?
This is the World Tag Finals.
World Tag
The
Finals.
World Tag League Finals.
Which
was won by Evil and Sonata! Spoiler alert.
One of the main attractions was Kenny Omega defending the NJPW United States Heavyweight Championship. God, that's a fucking mouthful. Against, who was his opponent, Zach? Do you know?
I didn't actually get to watch it. I watched the final. Give me a second.
It's cool.
He was in a tag match, if I remember right.
As I thought he defended his title.
No.
Because Chris Jericho came up on the Tron and said, "Congratulations, Kenny, on another United States title defense."
Maybe. I got it.
But anyway,
Give me a second.
I got disconnected. Did someone correct him to IWGP?
is it IWGP or is it
Mouthful
New
title.
Japan? That's a good statement. Mouthful title.
The mouthful title.
The IGW.
The IWGP United States Championship.
Thank you.
Heavyweight. You forgot the heavyweight.
Yes. It's United States Heavyweight Championship. Maybe. I don't know.
But anyway, Jericho comes up on the Tron, and he does his I don't want to call it a Bray Wyatt impression, but it's kind of like that, where he's just talking to... He's basically cutting a promo on Kenny from the Tron. And then the lights come up, there's Jericho behind Kenny, and we get a code breaker! Code breaker!
I can't believe Kenny fell for that. Like, that's the oldest trick in the book.
Everyone falls for it.
Ignore the man on the screen.
Yeah, if he had a match, I can't find a match that happened.
It could have been an impromptu deal.
Where he was just out there talking.
Yeah.
No, on the video that I watched, they said he successfully defended the title.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I'm trying to find it, though.
Like I said, it could have been an impromptu thing, like the match wasn't on the card. Kind of like a...
Yeah, but I'm
States
looking
Open
at
challenge.
results from it, and it should just be on the results. Anyways, one of the biggest things about that was the use of blood.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many of you watch New Japan, but there's not a lot of blood.
Not a lot of
No,
people
not at all.
gigging themselves. One thing I thought was kind of interesting was that Jericho attacked a referee, and he attacked one of the other. Everyone who I've listened to talk about this calls them nerds or geeks or whatever. He attacked one of the guys by the ring.
They're called Young Lions. No one knows what Young Lions are? I hate everybody.
I
agree.
So, if you want, I can explain to you what Young Lions are, Jake or Chris. But
please do.
So,
not for me.
Basically,
because,
what it is, yeah. So basically, what New Japan has is they have this system where it's basically like their system of. It's kind of their NXT almost. Young Lions are wrestlers who want to become professional wrestlers through their program. So what they'll do is they'll give them black trunks, no music, very simple haircuts, no character, purely to work on wrestling ability. And then they have a Young Lion tournament near the end of the year for that class. Then they send them out on what would you call it, Stevens? I'm trying to think of the word.
Would know so much more about that.
I'm just trying to think of the word. So, like, they'll send them to other promotions to work on their characters while they're gone, so that when they come back, the audience will know them as Young Lions, but they'll come back that way. So basically, like, Young Lions are they're sort of enhancement talent, but they're not, because they only really wrestle themselves, and then occasionally they'll wrestle and job out to somebody big.
They're like performance center prospects.
Essentially, but one of the things that works really well, and it's one of the easiest ways to tell that they're Young Lions, is that they are like they have no real
identity.
Yeah, they wear black trunks, generic haircuts, no entrance music. Yeah, it's pure focus on the.
Note that I didn't say NXT
wrestling
stars. I did say
because NXT stars definitely have like talent.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like, it's not that they have talent; it's that they have a identifiable personality.
Yeah.
Whereas, from what you're telling me about the Young Lions, is that they don't.
They really don't. I mean, it's pretty much black boots, black trunks until a certain point, and then they give you colored trunks.
Yeah,
that's
give it
how
to you after you leave. Like, you can find old pictures of pretty much everybody as a Young Lion. You can find pictures of Okada, Sonata, Ibushi, all as Young Lions. I think Kenny might have been a Young Lion. I don't know, but
okay.
I've been watching a lot. I can find this video that is really good at explaining it.
It's fine. I think we got it.
I'll send it to you so you can look at it later.
Well, you did a good job. I think we understand.
Yeah, but it'll explain it to you better, and I want you to learn.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, so he also attacked. What's his name? Don. I can't think of his name.
I don't remember his last name, but yeah, he's a commentator. One of the English commentators for New Japan.
Is it Don Callis?
Don Callis, yeah. And gave him a code breaker, and he's doing the whole made of glass oversell, which is awesome.
Dude, I gotta say, Omega sold the code breaker really well. Like, his face hit the mat before anything else.
But the code
and
breaker,
that just looks so good when you hit the code breaker like that.
But you're supposed to hit the knee.
Yeah, but if you watch, it looks like he hits the.
I saw it. It looked, the first code breaker looked weird, probably because like Jericho was like, okay, I'm going to explain to you how this works. I'm gonna explain to you how this.
It was like a running code breaker too.
Right. I'm gonna explain to you how this works. We're not actually gonna try it till we get in the ring, and that's what it looked like happened. But yeah, I really dig the whole made of glass oversell, because Don Callis is wearing a neck brace now and everything. It's fantastic. Oh, and then you got to see like a little bit of viciousness from Jericho because he took Kenny's blood, smeared it over his face.
Oh yeah, he got promo in the back too. That way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a side of Jericho we haven't seen in a long time.
I don't know if I agree with Jericho doing that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this feud. It's going to be an awesome match.
Hold on, Josh. What do you mean you don't agree with it?
Well, a very wise person
Oh God.
once said, "Man, everyone got AIDS and shit." And like, I don't think Jericho took that into consideration before he did this.
I think
it's on him. I'm not gonna tell him how to live his life.
I think you're actually quoting me because that was a conversation we had on an earlier episode of the show.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know who said it.
You just called me a wise man. Did we get that? Did we record that? We did. Awesome.
You can be wise and also kind of be a loser, which, well,
Thanks for calling me out there, Josh.
Oh, sad. Wait, no, you're a winner.
you can't be both a loser and a champion.
Yeah, for like what? Did you already forget that you hold some gold?
You are the champion of trivia.
Of trivia, a dominant champion.
And
Yeah, except Josh hasn't given you your belt yet.
for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
I know.
It's because I forget that it's sitting on my shelf.
He just wants to hold it forever.
Well,
Make him walk the
Quit
plank.
putting stickers on it.
Make him walk the plank, Cappy.
Yeah.
I will if they're not butterfly stickers.
They're puppy stickers.
That kind of works.
I'll send you a picture of what one of them looks like.
All right.
Yeah, so do we want to talk about... I don't know if we've discussed this really at all. Do we want to talk about the whole Rich Swann thing?
Oh God, I can't handle that.
Are you talking about how he was savagely destroyed by the G-Force himself last week on Twitter?
Good old Gabagulak.
Yeah, Gabagulak.
No, specifically the thing as to why he's not going to be in his match this week. Or he wasn't in his match this week.
Because he got suspended for reasons that are totally justifiable to suspend him over.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if you're just doing it during an investigation type portion.
So what the WWE did is they suspended him until the investigation was over, which is what they do over these kinds of cases.
It's exactly.
It's the exact thing that they should be doing. They should figure out if, he actually is guilty. And from what the police report and everything says, it kind of sounds like he is. And honestly, I was talking about this with somebody else earlier today. Do you guys think he'll get fired if he's found guilty?
Well, if he's found guilty, he's going to
Yes.
serve 5 years in prison. He can't be on TV for 5 years. They're going to terminate
That's
his
true.
contract. They might bring him back, but he's not going to be a cruiserweight champion again.
I think that it's one of those situations where it's just going to be just completely like, we're done with you. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, okay,
We
so
don't wish you.
no, they'll probably announce his contract termination when he's found guilty. And then the door will probably still be open because like we've all said, we've all read the police report, right? We've all looked at that. We all know what's
I
happening.
mean, I know I have. I don't know if anybody else has.
Negative.
So Chris, I get what you're saying.
Well, no,
But-
this has happened before. I don't remember with who or whom.
Austin.
Adam Rose.
Yeah,
Austin.
And Austin came
Definitely
back.
Austin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Austin
It's
was.
semi-open, and it's on Rich.
It is.
If he's proven guilty, it's on Rich to, become a better human being from that point, and who knows? The one holdback with that is part of why Rich was so successful is he was very over with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
He was very charismatic, and people see him as like a how would you describe it? Just like a very like positive, charismatic role model, and something like this coming out is definitely hurting his chances of ever being that character again.
Yeah.
I mean, would you sing All Night Long to him if he was proven guilty?
No.
I mean, I would sing All Night Long to anyone.
I do love that song. It's a beautiful song. Average guy's stamp of approval on the All Night Long song. But no, I mean, like, I don't see people singing that to him after that if he's found guilty. I don't want to say he's guilty or not guilty because I don't know much of any of it. You know?
I mean, like here's the thing: is on the police report there are 3 separate witnesses, all basically giving the exact same story as his wife. So
but for the sake of journalistic integrity,
well for him.
For the sake of journalistic integrity, we must use the word allegedly.
I know, but
Journalism. Hashtag.
I'm saying from the standpoint of the way I understand law and how courts work, it does not look good for him.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
And I'm pretty sure I'm the only person here who's actually taken law classes, so...
Oh, ouch.
Wow.
Acting like we can't just learn anything on the internet.
Okay, but there's a difference between learning something on the internet and taking a class for it. Not saying that you guys don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying. I have taken multiple law classes.
Oh, look at me. I'm Zach. I've got fancy degrees and shit.
For which degree that you don't use?
Sitting on my wall doing nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Fancy pieces of paper, guys.
Oh, man. No, we all have
They
degrees.
are beautiful pieces of paper.
Quote-unquote degrees.
Quote-unquote pieces of paper.
My degree is in quote-unquote journalism. I wrote it.
Is it from an accredited university?
I wrote it with a crayon.
Oh, okay. So now
it's from the accredited university of your mom. She signed off on it. She really approves of.
You go to the South Harmon Institute of Technology?
Yeah.
I heard their mascot is a sandwich.
Oh,
actually,
God.
I got mine from Greendale. I don't know how credible that is, but
it's really weird because it's in Colorado, yet they have palm trees.
Wow. Greendale's a fucked up place.
Everywhere's a fucked up place. Now, to say that, you know, Rich Swann is just a horrible person because of this, I think is wrong. I think it was it could have been a momentary lapse in judgment. Playing devil's advocate here for a minute. Could have been a momentary lapse in judgment. He could have also, in his mind, thought it was okay because she's also a fellow worker.
I even...
No, I know. What I'm saying is, in his mind, it was just a momentary lapse of judgment because he doesn't seem like a bad guy. But then again, we've only seen him on TV. We've only seen his character.
Yeah, say TV personalities are completely different. Like look at heel Charlotte, and then look at real Charlotte.
I just implied that.
No, I know.
I think regardless, like I said, it's on Rich to kind of improve his image.
Fact.
From wherever this goes, and if he succeeds at that, that's on him. I don't know.
All I can say is that I can't handle this.
His theme song is so good. That's the super duper sad part of this, is that theme song is so fun.
It really is.
All right, let's.
Can they do like what they did with the Funkadactyls music and just keep passing that off to people every couple years?
Josie, you and me. That's our theme song. Can you handle this?
Somebody
I don't know if I can handle this.
I refuse to acknowledge that I'm friends with you guys until you guys stop.
So, On a more positive note of things involving Rich Swann, can we talk about how great Gabby Gulak is right now?
I didn't watch 205 live yet. I don't mind spoilers, but go ahead.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Well, first off, that Twitter interaction is the most savage pro wrestling Twitter interaction I've seen all year.
Are we getting
that is the...
Are we getting a slow face turn on Gulak?
Dude, it is so fucking slow. Like,
People love him.
well, here's the thing. So, like you can tell just in his interactions with Enzo that, like, there's dissension in the ranks. Like, Gulak sees himself as number 2, Enzo sees him as, whatever. So, on 205 Live tonight, Enzo was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You guys are all my lackeys. You guys shouldn't have personalities, whatever. And like Tony Nese is like says something, so then like Enzo's like, all right, so we're gonna beat the shit out of you tonight. We're gonna have a match, and then proceeds to beat him down. Drew Gulak is having like this like moment of crisis outside the ring. It's like, I don't know, should I do like. Enzo's like screaming at him, and he's like, "Get your ass in here and beat up Tony Nese with me." And like he gets in and like sits there and like still has this like, I don't know, and then gets in Enzo's face, and then right as you think he's about to hit Enzo, he kicks Tony Nese in the face. And then, like, after he does that, you can even see it in his face. He's like, should I have done that? And then, like, just straight up, like, takes all his frustration out on Tony Nese. So, like, we got until the Rumble for this. They are slow burning this, and I am loving every minute about it.
So, is Gulak the number 1 contender right now, or are they still determining that?
Yeah, so what they did was they did a last chance qualifier. It was Nese, Daivari, Ali, and Cedric had a fatal 4-way match, which Cedric Alexander won. So next week we're going to have Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak for the number 1 contendership. And while I have been a huge advocate of giving Cedric Alexander the Cruiserweight title, I really want Drew Gulak to win this now.
Well, yeah, because...
What if Zoe cost him
that
one?
Cost Drew Gulak?
Yeah. Or Tony Nese comes back and costs Drew Gulak that one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're doing with this. I think that it's going to be that slow heel turn, and it's just going to be this like gradual dissension in the ranks, because Arya Daivari is like 1,000% in Enzo's quarter, and like you can tell that Tony Nese wants to help out Drew. So I think that we might also get a Tony Nese face turn out of this too.
Really?
I really hope they do so much more with Tony Nese. But I've been like in love with Tony Nese since like day one with his WWE interaction. Like, that character is fantastic. He's super talented as a wrestler.
Dude, how many abs does he have?
205's holding him back. Like, I'm not saying Tony Nese is Intercontinental title material, but like...
But he's Intercontinental title material?
Well, yeah. Yeah. When you bring it up that way, yeah, he totally is.
Huh, it's almost like you brought it up for us. And kind of pushed us
I said I'm not going to say that he's that.
Uh-huh.
He's Tony Abs, man.
Yeah.
20 abs?
Tony Abs.
Oh, God.
He is the premier athlete.
He does have 20 abs, though, Chris. Let's just be clear on that.
Shit!
He's got, like, Johnny, whatever he's calling himself this month, at, like, levels of abs. Nitro, Mundo.
Johnny Ultra, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, Johnny
the Owl.
Johnny, what his actual last name is.
Morrison.
I don't know about that one, but yes.
Yeah, no, Johnny Morrison was something that he went by for a little bit.
They've got equal amounts of abs between those two.
Oh my god, can we get him to do an ab fight?
Let's see. The ring names of Johnny Morrison are John Hennigan, John Morrison, Johnny Blaze, Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Onyx, Johnny Spade, and Johnny Superstar.
He recently went by Johnny Ultra for Pro Wrestling Ultra.
Okay.
Johnny Blaze sounds like a Mortal Kombat character.
It's a Marvel character. It is Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
He was Ghost Rider for a bit. Good for you, Mundo.
Is it Johnny Blaze?
It is Johnny Blaze.
Good for you, Mundo.
Daredevil
Like,
Johnny Blaze.
you and Nicolas Cage both can say you were once the Ghost Rider.
Oh my god. Mundo should totally be the MCU's Ghost Rider.
I was thinking of the other Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch.
Ooh.
I was like, what?
Would Chris, if that's the case, would the Marvel comic book or Marvel movie universe Johnny Blaze not wear a shirt and just have his abs on display?
He would never wear a shirt.
Are his abs on fire?
When he is Ghost Rider, yes, they are.
Okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Book it.
No, the other Ghost Rider's already in the MCU, and it is that one. The one that you just mentioned.
You can differentiate between those two Ghost Riders. It's the one with the abs the one with the flab.
The one with abs and a motorcycle, and then the one who drives a car.
Yes.
What did this podcast become?
I don't know. You guys are talking about whether or not if John Morrison was the Ghost Rider.
If his abs would be on fire?
Yeah.
I think a lot more things would be on fire. Like my heart.
Zach, are you saying you're not team fire abs?
I am team I don't care about this conversation.
Team Blaze abs.
Blaze abs.
Blaze abs.
Yeah, so...
I know Josie likes some Blaze abs.
Blazab.
Blaze abs.
I like blazing wings.
Zach, get out.
Do you know what has been Blaze lately?
What's that?
205 Live.
I hear
fire.
I hear it's pretty hot right now.
Yeah.
Yet surprisingly enough, I think it's been dropping in their ratings recently.
It's because people are stupid.
Well, I mean,
If you don't watch 205 Live, quit being an idiot. Watch 205 Live. It's awesome.
I've been advocating that forever.
Yeah, and I started watching it after a while.
I wore him down, everybody. I got him.
So, Cap, do you watch 205?
I normally do not.
Normally? What's this normally bullshit?
The normally bullshit is, normally I catch myself watching anime or something when I get home.
Weeb.
Because I forget that it's on.
Well, I mean, the wenches do love anime, so...
Exactly.
Yeah, when the wenches want to watch something, like, you gotta go along with that.
Yup.
How big's the harem now, Cappy?
Oh, it's still just Josie, so...
Oh, God! So Josie's the wench who wants to watch... Anime. Got it. I need to find, like, an anime girl to replace your photo with.
To the Google machine!
On another note, I think the ratings for 205 Live have actually gone down. Like, if 205 Live had bad ratings tonight, it'd be because of the Rich Swann thing. Like, people would hear,
potentially.
our 205...
It might actually have higher ratings because people would want to see how they're going to correct the issue
Yeah, but
with him not being there.
But they corrected the issue on Monday. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah,
is
Monday
fine.
they did the Fatal 4-Way.
Because, I mean, from my whole understanding, Enzo started to bring up their ratings, so...
Oh, yeah.
I honestly don't know if that was 100% him.
It was the better storytelling.
And let me tell you why. Because we also got the what do you call it? Kalisto showed up about the same time.
Well, I don't think Kalisto popped the ratings because, like,
And that's the thing is, like, I don't know for sure, but
It's because Kalisto's boring.
I think when Kalisto showed up,
he is
groaned.
popular with a lot of, like, the younger audiences.
We all groaned really loud when Kalisto showed up.
We did.
Yeah, not to say that Kalisto's a bad athlete or a bad wrestler. It felt like he was thumbtacked in there.
It's because he should have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, he was supposed. I honestly think he was supposed to last week because last year because they had that whole match where it was him versus, was it Brian Kendrick? And then if Kalisto won, they would just move 205 Live to SmackDown.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was a very forgettable match, but
Well, like if you
It
look at
was a
the
thing.
if you look at the color combination though for all three brands, 205 Live is purple, so 205 Live should be a cross-branded show.
it should be, but it
Yeah.
isn't.
It I don't know what they're doing with that.
Do you guys think it would be better if 205 Live was on SmackDown?
As well as Raw, yes.
I honestly think that it should just be its own show.
Well, so your talent pool would be bigger. If you're drawing if you're pulling talent from both SmackDown and Raw, then you can bounce the talent around between different rivalries and take them off 205 Live, put them back on 205 Live. Shuffle things around a bit. Like, we could take Enzo off of 205 Live and put him back in a Raw feud if we really wanted to. 205 Live shouldn't be like I don't think it should be a completely separate thing, but I also don't think it should be solely Raw.
All right, guys.
It should be
You wanna
separate,
do,
but not completely separate.
You want to do a little bit of fantasy booking in regards to this?
Ooh, what is your plan here?
Okay, so I want you to look at the SmackDown roster right now. Off of that roster, who do you want on 205?
Who do we want on
One sec.
205 Live? I'm looking up the roster right now.
Sin Cara.
SmackDown roster?
Yes, SmackDown.
I mean, people, yeah, because none of them get to interact with 205 Live right now. You can bring up Bra.
Sin
That's
Cara.
fine. What about you, Jose?
For SmackDown?
Yeah, who do you want to see from SmackDown to 205 Live?
Oof.
Josie just says
Singh
pass.
Brothers.
Ooh,
Yeah, definitely the Singh Bros.
The Singhs.
I think Breezy would make a wonderful cruiserweight champion.
Well, you think Breezy would make a wonderful everything.
Yeah.
He's a little bit too heavy. He weighs 212.
Okay.
Oh,
He's a model though. He can he's learned how to trim down. Like he could get to 205 if he needed to.
He can. Unfortunately, Fandango's not going to be joining him. He's at 245.
No, Dango could be like his manager and hang out in like the corner and clap for Breezy all the time. Like, you're doing a great job, Breezy, and then do the pelvic thrust thing because that's what the ladies want. Like, it's like a win-win for everybody.
What's Tyler Breeze's height?
I'm looking at that right now. He is 6 feet
60.
tall and 212 pounds. He'd only have to lose
5 pounds.
Seven.
7? Yeah, 7. Sorry.
Yeah, the show's
Do you guys
not
know that he was
207
born in
live.
Peru? Because I didn't.
Ooh. Let's see here.
We can send Sin Cara over to 205.
Xavier Woods would be on both 205 and SmackDown.
I actually love that. Like Xavier Woods, he would immediately become the cruiserweight champion upon showing up.
He would raise their stock. Don't even give him the strap. Just like have him make appearances on 205 and have him make appearances on SmackDown. Like he's part of New Day on SmackDown, and he's Xavier Woods on 205. Like he has a solo act as well as a team act.
Is Francesca also a 205 superstar?
No, Francesca is solely signed to the New Day.
You know what? If Ty Dillinger dropped about like 15 pounds, he could join.
I love putting a belt on Ty Dillinger, even though he definitely needs to leave WrestleMania with that U.S. title.
Like, put 10 belts on him.
Yeah,
I gotta take a step back here and be a little evil on this. I do not think Xavier Woods would be good in 205 Live.
That's fair.
And it's solely because the only reason they would put him there is if they broke up the New Day. And if they broke up the New Day, we would probably lose both Kofi Kingston and Big E Langston to obscurity.
It's because he's...
What you can do with the New Day is you could have, like, Kofi Kingston in the U.S. title picture, Xavier Woods in the 205 title picture, and Big E in, like, the heavyweight title picture. They still work as a unit.
But now they can get all the gold.
Yeah.
Or silver. 205
Like, they're just like, as the New Day, we feel like we need to extend our excellence here. And so we decided that we're done chasing the tag team titles for a bit. We're going for these 3 titles.
It's almost like Kofi Kingston would explain which titles they'd be going for, and as soon as he said Xavier Woods is going for the Cruiserweight title, immediate heel turn for Xavier Woods. He'd just be like, what?
I wouldn't necessarily want that as much as, like, I would want just, Xavier Woods is already 205 pounds.
Yeah.
Doesn't even need a training montage.
Exactly. He's fine.
You know what? If the Epicos also lost a little weight, I'm looking at their weights right here. One's 230 and one's 210. If they dropped a few pounds...
He's talking about
Are you talking about the guys who are irrelevant except for their cousin?
Yeah, pretty much, but who knows? They might flourish in 205.
You know who is currently at weight for 205 Live that could probably go to 205 Live and benefit a lot?
Sami Zayn?
No. Sami Zayn
is a little heavy.
He's taller than Kevin Owens, too.
Yeah.
Is it Gable?
There you go.
Gable.
Gable.
You love that.
Chad Gable's current build weight is 202, so he's like the perfect spot for it.
Yeah.
You guys want to know why Jason Jordan's not doing so hot on Raw right now?
Because his storylines are garbage and his acting is garbage.
It's because the actual talent on that team was Gable.
Oh, no. That can't be true. Don't bring
No, it's actually solid.
Jason Jordan is the Jannetty of that team.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they actually go over that on Breaking Ground.
Yeah,
when they form them as a team.
Yeah, Gable is Gable's the actual, like, future, like, great champion on that team. It's definitely not Jordan.
Oh, you know who could move to 205 Live to get over?
Who's that?
Finn Balor.
Let's not say we did.
He's 186 pounds.
I knew you were a scoundrel, but, like...
It was mostly for the joke.
I hate you so much right now.
Who's Finn Balor? Is he actually, like, is he over?
No, he's not over.
He's forever over.
Don't you listen to Vince McMahon? He's not over.
Wow.
Yeah, Vince McMahon lives in a bubble with fucking pictures of Roman Reigns covering every square inch of light.
Wait, you mean
We
that?
don't know that about Meek Mahan at all.
That's not how
actually,
everyone.
There's a picture of Braun Strowman in there too.
Did you see the article with Braun Strowman about that?
Yeah, apparently Vince is like 1,000% hands-on for Braun Strowman.
Yeah, like Strowman is Vince's new project.
Yeah.
You know what the secret to Vince McMahon is, right?
What's that?
Be crazy
He
all the
really, really loves big, muscly, sweaty dudes. Like, the more muscle and, like, sweat that they have as a person, the more Vince McMahon's into that.
Oh my god, Aleister Black can go to 205 Live.
Yeah.
No, you stop that.
He weighs exactly 200 pounds.
Actually, in fairness, the more he continues to not lose, the more that's going to become a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano.
I'm kind of excited for Hideo on 205 Live. Like, I know that this is like the death rattles of Hideo's run, because he has came out and like said that like once his contract's up, he doesn't really plan on re-signing it. He wants to go back to Japan, like spend way more time with his family and like part-time do work out there.
Yeah.
But it's still fucking Kenta.
It's Kenta. They're gonna
You
offer
the guy who invented the GTS.
They're gonna offer him piles of money to stay. I guarantee you. Just
It
so
better
they can,
be like a...
just so they can still have the GTS. They're gonna offer him so much money. He's gonna be like, "Move me up to Raw," and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, okay." Really? Yeah.
Cut. Guys, speaking of 205 Live, have you guys heard the horrible news?
What?
Okay, apparently you
they're
haven't.
still not doing anything with Mustafa Ali at a
No. So we had contract negotiations that were going very well, and apparently
Neville
contract negotiations just dead right now. They were apparently going very well, and now they're just nothing.
It's just stalling. He doesn't want to be on 205 Live. That's what it is. He doesn't want to be there. But they keep putting 205 Live in the contract, and he's like, "No, stop it." That's got to be
Okay,
it.
well, it's like when you break down the contract, and this is what a lot of the guys are complaining about, most notably Austin Aries before he left, was that he wanted to be not just on 205 Live, but he was like told, "Hey, we're going to make you champion," and all of a sudden they changed it, and then those guys don't work house shows. Like, they don't work any house shows. They just work 205 Live. So they miss out on making house show money. They only do 205 Live and occasional Raws. And it's just, he was, losing money as opposed to when he was on the indie scene and making money hand over fist.
Plus, I think like Cody, he knows that like the second he gets to the indie scene, like he's going to be making way more money than he could ever make in WWE.
Sorry.
Well, working like a fraction of the dates off that. Like he's just going to get to work what he wants and spend more time doing what he wants to do.
I think what solves most of that problem, Zach and I have talked about this a little bit at work. 205 Live needs a house show circuit. They need what NXT does,
Which they're getting.
When? I didn't know.
Give me a second.
You're supposed to have these things ready.
I assumed you guys already knew this.
I don't watch TV. I play video
What's
games.
TV?
Yeah, see?
It wasn't put on TV.
You're a TV.
It was posted on their website.
I didn't
What's
see
a
that
website?
Oh, God. Josie,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Certainly
Drinking water.
Certainly not thinking about pancakes.
Oh man, you know what would be really good right now?
The first set of 205 Live house shows are Friday, January 19th, Saturday, January 20th, and Sunday, January 21st. Chris, the one show you watch is 205 Live. They were talking about this when it was announced 2 weeks ago.
I didn't watch the 205 Live from 2 weeks ago.
That's why you don't know. They were literally talking it on the show.
Well, we talked about that not too long ago as well. We weren't talking about
it was before that.
Yeah. We said that they needed their own house show circuit.
Tell them, Zach.
Oh God.
Yeah, okay, so they have 3 house shows that are a 205 Live circuit, and I think honestly that's, as we've said many times, that's what they need to fix that show. Because the problem is you're putting 205 Live after SmackDown. People are coming to watch SmackDown, and they're getting bored by the time 205 Live comes on because they've just watched SmackDown, which is what they came to see. They're just getting 205 Live as an extra. And they've even said this. The reason that AJ Styles wasn't on SmackDown for a couple weeks was because they were trying to use AJ Styles' dark matches as an excuse to keep people there, because AJ Styles they know is their biggest draw on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. So they're putting him as the scheduled dark match that's going to be after 205 Live to convince people to stay, because that's what they want to stay to see. They came to SmackDown because they wanted to see AJ Styles.
Yes.
What if they take their talents to Florida for 205?
I mean, they're already going, they're already moving to NXT off of just Florida, so I don't know if that's a good idea.
I can honestly say I'm not necessarily opposed to this. It filmed 205 Live from Full Sail like they do NXT for their weekly show, and then did house shows like they do for NXT. This would be better. I think 205 would flourish that way.
Their guys wouldn't get tired. And they wouldn't have the Neville problem or the Austin Aries problem. That's brilliant.
You still have your cruiserweights interact with Raw and SmackDown,
but you don't have it be the same cruiserweights.
You do. You could have them show up, but even NXT, like.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. You have a pre-taped show, so you tape everything for the month, right? Well, now you've just taped everything for the month. Let's say there's a big title change on your weekly program. Well, your guy's got to show up on Raw after he taped the 205 Live and lost the title. He's got to show up on Raw with the title.
Yeah, that's why nuts to that.
Right.
I mean that's you get the same problem that you have with NXT right now, whereas you can have a person who is the current champion at the time of being, but on the show, because the show is taped 3 weeks in advance, they're not the champion on there. Or you can have the same situation that you had with Alberto El Patron on TNA, where he was suspended by the company, but he was suspended at the beginning of the tapings, so he was on tapings for 3 straight weeks, because despite the fact that the company had announced that he was suspended, because it's what they had already filmed.
Well,
what if you don't film it ahead of time? You have a deal right now with Georgia, like they're wanting to shoot a bunch of stuff up there, where you could figure out how much of a draw you're going to have, where you bounce 205 back and forth. You still shoot it live for like a smaller crowd.
You're saying do something like SmackDown used to be, where SmackDown was taped on Tuesdays and put on Thursdays?
Not even, yeah. You could do something like that, or I don't know. I don't know the schedule of Full Sail right now, but I'm sure you could find plenty of places that you could shoot 205 with that and have that crowd in that area that will frequently show up.
Or you could have 205 Live running with NXT.
That might be it as well.
Yeah.
They're both hour-long shows. People pay for one, get both. I mean, hell, it's a good deal.
Well, I mean, when you say it like that, though, like if you have them run parallel with NXT and you have them do shows together, now instead of just implying that 205 Live is the lower end of the main roster, you're now just hitting us over the head with it.
You also, and the other problem is that if you record 205 Live and then put it on later, it's no longer
live.
205 Live.
Yeah,
you have to change the name of the show.
Yeah.
And they have copyrights on that.
It's just 205.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors in changing this. It might be just easier to leave it where it is.
The actual fix is film it before SmackDown.
But now it's no longer 205 Live.
True. But then you also then you run into the same problem that you have with 205 Live with your main events of SmackDown.
Yep.
And on top of that, you run into the same problem that The Miz had at the beginning of, SummerSlam, where people are showing up because the show starts at 6. They're showing up at like 5:45, halfway through the show being over.
You might actually have an even worse crowd.
Like you go from having a crowd that's been there and just tired to a crowd that hasn't shown up yet because they're showing up for the thing they paid for and not realizing there's something before. Because, I mean, most people when they go to their first wrestling or their first SmackDown show, they don't realize that there are dark matches before. Like when I went to SmackDown last year, there was a Jobber versus Natalya as we were walking in the building, and we didn't know that because, it's not advertised. We were told, be there by 6 because that's when the show starts.
Yep.
And then this time there was a Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus the Colognes.
Well, that's good that the Colognes are still working.
Yeah, but like the point is that people, like, we showed up early this time because we knew that was the case. Not everybody that's going to SmackDown is going to know that that's the case, especially if it's their first time going. And let's say they don't have that big network of wrestling fans that we have between us, where they like. Let's say it's just let's say it's my aunt who's never been to a SmackDown show, but she loves wrestling, but she only watches WWE. She's going to show up at 6 o'clock because she's not going to think to say, hey, Zach, is there something before that I'm going to be able to watch before? Or should I stay after? And the only reason that people know to stay after is because when we're in commercial, Greg Robinson will come out and say, hey, guys, this is happening after if you stay.
Oh, they actually have him say that?
Yeah, so
occasionally.
Well, because I remember last year. Yeah, but I remember last year at SmackDown, like, we were in commercial and Greg Robinson came into the middle of the ring and said, hey, guys, just so you know, after this, because this was before 205 Live existed, we're having whatever I think it was
versus Bray Wyatt.
No, it was Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles for the title because it was when AJ had the title. But I mean, the point stands. It doesn't matter who it is. They will tell the audience usually.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in the crowd they tell the audience, but there used to be a time when
you had to learn
that you could go and look up the results online before SmackDown aired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you would find out before they came to your town that, like, hey, they're going to film 2 superstars matches before the event starts. And your ticket will normally tell you when doors open.
Yeah, whereas I don't remember if my ticket, because I just had like a digital ticket. I don't even remember if it said.
Yeah, on the flash seat tickets, it will still tell you doors open at this time.
Okay.
And when you you have like 15 minutes to get to your seat or something like that, to get through, get a drink, a hot dog, get Granny a beer, then go sit down and, get ready for the first few matches that they now film for main event, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's main event. When is main event ever on? I have never seen it.
I think it's online only, like not even network. I think it's literally website.
That's kind of neat, actually.
What's main event?
Well, I remember when they aired Heat and they aired Velocity.
Yeah, it's
on the
basically
internet, too.
like Heat and Velocity.
Okay, none of these are as good as Heat. Heat had the empty arena match, which is still one of the best matches I've ever watched. It's super enjoyable.
Heat and Velocity were the same thing, Josh.
No,
they were not.
Velocity was on Saturdays. It was SmackDown show, and Heat was on Sundays, and it was Raw's show.
Velocity came on literally like 1 a.m. Sunday morning on a completely obscure channel.
I'm saying that the ideas were the same. It's where you go if you're an enhancement talent and you want to move up, or if you're a big name and they want to push you down for a minute.
I'm gonna wait for.
They want to give you something to do, but they don't want to.
They don't want you on TV, but they're giving you something to do.
Do you guys? And here's a question. I bet one of you knows the answer to.
Hang on,
do you know which current legend and heavyweight champion had a match on Velocity way back before they became a thing?
AJ Styles.
It's one of them.
Samoa Joe.
For.
Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
All three of them have.
Yeah, like Samoa Joe was on Heat a lot, but AJ Styles was on Velocity quite a bit. It's when they acquired WCW, and those two guys came over and they're like, "Well, we're going to give you guys a tryout match. Do your best, I guess." And the guys didn't make it, unfortunately. You know who else had a match on Velocity? Who's a local performer here in Colorado, who's also a heavyweight champion.
Ooh. Go on.
It was Jimbo Lucas. He had a tag team match with, I think it was Too Cool.
Interesting.
Scotty Too Hottie. And
he wrestled Nunzio and Jamie Noble. I can't remember who his tag partner was.
That makes more sense. I think it was just another local guy. But they looked the same. Jimbo and the other guy. I couldn't tell which one was which.
All right, so let's go on to the one thing that we should definitely talk about because it is this weekend. Clash of Champions is this weekend.
Oh yeah.
There's not a lot going on at Clash of Champions this weekend, but it is a thing that we probably should address because it is the pay-per-view of the week.
It's just not a lot of hype. There's not a lot of hype revolving around the matches. There's not a lot of hype revolving around literally anything about it. When this is probably one of the biggest shows of the year because the whole every title's on the line thing.
Yeah, and which is like you said,
every SmackDown title's on the line.
Right, which don't get me started on how much that frustrates me.
It's because the people just don't care. It's not the road to WrestleMania yet, and so
we're on that last stop before the road to WrestleMania.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna go through these matches real quick. We can kind of talk about them if they're important enough.
Before you do, why the fuck isn't it called Roadblock?
Because that was last year.
It's because Roadblock falls between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Not true.
Last year,
Roadblock was the December pay-per-view.
and Roadblock.
Roadblock was...
Yeah, you had Fastlane and literally Roadblock.
No, Roadblock was Raw's December pay-per-view last year.
Well,
this year's SmackDown.
And they had two Roadblocks last year.
Well, they booked it...
I don't think we know the credibility of Roadblock.
Well, we booked it... The they booked it. I don't work for WWE. I'm sorry. They booked it as the last stop before the road to WrestleMania, and they called it Roadblock. And it was a very it was a good creative thing to do. Why the fuck?
Instead, we're just getting a Clash of Champions on a show with only 3 champions,
and it doesn't make any sense. Like Clash of Champions
4 champions.
Clash of Champions should rightfully be a Raw show because you have an extra champion.
Oh, we don't want Brock Lesnar working in December.
Fuck, really? It's fucking...
Brock Lesnar doesn't want to work in December.
He's too busy, like, suplexing, like, moose and, like, caribou.
Oh, come on. That's not fair to, make fun of his wife like that.
Oh, take that, Sable.
Sable is a beautiful lady.
I love how you said that like a complete robot.
It's because I don't want to be suplexed.
Anyway, grievances about the name of this dumb pay-per-view aside, read off those matches.
It's a rehashing of a WCW pay-per-view.
So the beginning, the only verified pre-show match that we have, one of these is probably going to also be a pre-show match, but we don't know which one. So the verified pre-show match is probably the blow-off of Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley.
Yes!
This match was announced on Twitter, I think Sunday. Mojo Rawley has to go over here, otherwise this heel turn makes no sense.
Move Mojo to bigger and better things.
Move on.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about this. Zack Ryder's blocked me on Twitter. I don't want to talk about him.
You did call him dead weight.
He is dead weight.
Oh.
And Mojo Rawley agrees.
I'm sure
not like Jason Jordan levels of dead weight, or like...
I'm sharing that to his
Orton
Twitter
dead
feed.
weight.
I'm doing it. I'm sharing that sound bit.
Said that. Do you think he said that in his promo to Zack Ryder? Where he's like, it's just like that ginger from Colorado said, you're dead weight.
I don't think he said it like that, but he did call Zack Ryder dead weight.
All right. So another match that was announced tonight: Breezango versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yes.
Okay, how much of this match is going to be a comedy match?
All of it.
All of it.
That's the hope, right?
I'm going to say 25% comedy, 75%
squash.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a murder.
The murdering of Breezango. I want Breezango to go over, but I always want Breezango to go over.
I mean, I don't think there's a single person on this podcast that doesn't want Breezango to go over.
Hold on.
I'm a huge fan of Luke Harper, and I want him to do the best, but I do not really care about this Bludgeon Brothers gimmick.
I do.
I love their theme song. It is fantastic. The gimmick itself just feels like a rehash of the Wyatt family.
It's
like that's part of why I'm probably not a fan of it, but I do love the crap out of their theme song.
They're comic book villains. That's what they are. That's what this whole thing is.
Hashtag Breezango for champions, please.
Nah, man, give me the Bludgeon Brothers.
So am I the only one who's actually enjoying the whole Bludgeon Brothers thing?
I think I already answered your question.
I haven't seen them do anything really good except for break up Mojo and Ryder, which I was a fan of, and then just beat up a bunch of jobbers.
Well, okay, so at Starrcade...
And then cut promos that just felt like shitty rehashes of the Wyatt family.
At Starrcade, they went over on several tag teams.
Okay, but I couldn't watch Starrcade because they didn't put it on the fucking network.
Did you just,
Jose?
Did you almost tear
up about it?
The Bludgeon Brothers they're all right, okay? They're not bad.
I love them. They're fantastic.
But Breezango's for the kids.
No, they're definitely not.
Hold on, don't get me wrong. I love it. I agree. Breezango is... I enjoy Breezango way more than Bludgeon Brothers, but I'm really enjoying Bludgeon Brothers, though.
Breezango's for the people.
This Bludgeon Brothers gimmick is very good for Harper and Rowan.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the music. I enjoy the costumes. I enjoy the dynamic they have together, like Harper slapping the shit out of Rowan throughout the match. Great. I love it.
Let's not even talk
I like
about
how
their
most
logo.
of their movesets are like big, smashy tag team moves. I really enjoy that.
Their logo is also straight fire.
Yeah.
Now, on the way to Breezango, did they have to face this goes to show how little I've watched weekly programming lately. Did they have to beat the Ascension?
No. However, the Ascension was part of that Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match at Starrcade.
So technically they defeated the Ascension on the way to Breezango?
But they also technically defeated Breezango. They also technically defeated Gable and Benjamin. Like, they went on a tear at Starrcade. And apparently the crowd is really behind them, which is really weird.
I mean, like, I mean, if it works, it works. I'm just, like, not the biggest fan of it, but...
The crowd is also stupid.
I like the comic booky. I like the comic book aspect of their gimmick.
Yeah, you're right. They look like comic book monsters, kind of.
Yeah, they're comic book villains, and it's fantastic. It's like you open up a Spider-Man comic and you read Harper, Rowan, Bludgeon Brothers, and you're like, oh, these are dumb villains that are going to get their asses kicked, and they turn out being something huge. You know, like the Condiment guy in that one Batman comic book.
We don't mention him.
I'm just saying, like, it looks like a joke at first, and then when you start to, like, read into it, you're like, oh, they're pretty legit.
Why regrettable villains though? Like you bring them up like regrettable villains.
Well, no, it's not like they're regrettable villains. No, what I'm saying is that they're villains that you don't expect to be good villains.
No, it's just if you were to reference them as like two Banes coming in and breaking Batman's back.
But the thing is, Bane didn't look like he was a joke. When we first saw the Bludgeon Brothers vignettes, they looked like a goddamn joke.
Cap, are you saying that both Breezy and Dango are Batman? Or which one's Robin?
You know, to be fair, I have never seen Breezango and Batman and Robin in the same room together.
I haven't either.
That's right, Josie.
They might be Batman and Robin.
I think they might.
I mean, have you
pretty sure Dango's Batman.
Have you heard his voice? It's so Batman.
Well, yeah, I mean, because Breezy would totally put on those little tiny shorts.
Yeah, no, it's only because Breezy really likes the short shorts. Like,
hey, Chris,
short shorts.
Chris, when you're editing this,
short shorts.
Stop mentioning editing. It makes it hard to edit.
Sorry,
we don't edit on this show.
No, we totally don't. 100% natural. But if we did, you might want to put in the ambiguously gay duo soundbite here.
I don't. You know how much you know how I feel about soundbites, right?
The only soundbite we should ever use is Scott Steiner calling somebody a fat ass. Yeah, calling somebody a fat ass.
I was going to say Jericho's calling someone a stupid idiot.
So there's another podcast. I won't mention them. I've recently pulled my support for them. They use sound effects all the time.
Is it the Smaverage guys?
I'm not going to say who they are. I'm not going to say who they are. I just said that. I'm not going to say who they are. Zach knows who I'm talking about.
I'm going to message you to make sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't want to be that podcast that does sound effects. I apologize.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, they use way too many sound effects, and I agree with it.
It's so awful.
I think I know which one you're talking about, actually.
All right, guys. So anyways, let's move on.
Next match on the card.
So let's go to the only other match that's not for a title, because we might as well get it over with. Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn with special guest referees. That's right, I said referees.
Holy shit.
Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. And if Owens and Zayn lose this match, they will be fired from all of WWE, not just fired from SmackDown.
So they're going over.
So we know Owens and Sami are going to win, and it's going to kick off the storyline between Bryan and Shane for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sum it up any more than that.
I think Shane's going to hire the Bludgeon Brothers. I know, I'm going back to them, and I'm so sorry. He's going to hire the Bludgeon Brothers as, like, mercenaries against Sami and Kevin on the road to Mania. Smash them. Okay.
I assume that we're going to see a super telegraphed Like Slam.
Yeah, because it's Randy Orton. And to answer your
Maybe
question,
like a shittier European uppercut than what we get out of Cesaro.
Hey, you leave Cesaro alone. His uppercuts are magnificent.
I think you're just describing
they're
Randy
definitely
Orton.
better than another really shitty wrestler that I'm not going to name names, but their name might rhyme with Andy.
Oh,
Is their dad's name Robert?
I'm going to say that their name is Andy Morton. Andy Morton is a terrible wrestler and just needs to go home because nobody wants to see you anymore.
Also needs to get a haircut. What the fuck is with Randy Orton's hair recently?
oh God, I need an image of this. Looking it up.
Look, in fairness, this is something I wanted to bring up when we first started talking about fucking Clash of Champions in the first place.
Randy Orton's weird hair?
No. Is that the storylines for SmackDown have been absolute garbage.
I don't know what it is. Last year we were praising SmackDown for having the greatest.
Do you know what it is? I mean, it's actually been huge talk on like Twitter and shit like that. It's been huge.
Is it the fact that Jimmy Jacobs got fired?
No.
Okay.
It's the fact that they changed head writers.
They swapped them.
That's fair. I can honestly see that as being the big reason.
They sent the head writer of SmackDown over to Raw and the head writer of Raw to SmackDown. And the head writer of Raw was Road Dogg.
Oh no!
Oh, you didn't know?
You better call somebody.
And the fact that SmackDown's storylines have been such garbage this entire last year, they started a hashtag that's just hashtag Fire Road Dogg.
Hey, I tweeted that once. For different
Do
reasons.
you guys think that do you guys think Mr. Ass thinks about this? Do you think that he thinks the SmackDown storylines are, dare I say, assy?
Tell me Mr. Ass is the other head writer, please.
No. I do not know who the head writer is for Raw right now.
It's the former head writer of NXT during NXT's like massive super run where they had Bayley and like Finn Balor as their champions.
Finn Balor.
But
yeah,
it's
I heard that guy's not over.
He was super over in NXT. I don't think it's translated. Yep. Who knows? Vince McMahon doesn't think so. Like,
but like the pre-booking, the build-up for Clash of Champions was literally just, here are 3 matches. Have fun, I guess, or not.
Pretty much, and that's why this has just gotten ridiculous. I mean, not only that, but look at the situation between, say, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode.
Oh, poor Dolph.
At this point, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't think Roode should even be in that match.
Well, okay. Yeah. Roode should be in the match.
Should be in the match. Dolph Ziggler shouldn't be in that match.
Dolph Ziggler should be in a feud.
Honestly...
Okay. Go on.
Sorry. I was going to say let Ziggler and Corbin have their match. Replace Orton with Roode, and that would be such a better booking.
I'm going to edit what I said last week on the show. Ziggler should win a feud, so he should not be in this triple threat match.
But instead, he's going to eat the pin.
Right, there's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Baron Corbin is going to win this match. He's going to pin Dolph Ziggler so that you can keep Bobby Roode strong and still not give him a title yet. That is what I believe is going to happen.
But I mean, solidly look at that match at the same time. You're putting 2 people in there who just kicked the crap out of Ziggler and got nothing from it.
Yeah. Because Ziggler never wins a feud.
We figured it out last week.
Yeah.
He's won 3 matches the entirety of 2017. Yep. And he's not going to win a match next week.
You know what? I'm gonna have some faith in him.
Okay, technically he did win tonight. He won by disqualification.
Woo, he won a match.
And also, technically he's from Cleveland.
Hey, according to Drew Carey, Cleveland rocks, man.
No,
They don't rock it.
according to the presidents of the United States of America, Cleveland rocks.
So
That's just
sorry
a
we
theme song to his show.
Hey, as someone who's actually been to Cleveland, I can honestly say it's like the city equivalent of getting slapped in the face.
Wow.
That is rude. I
way
love
to quote How I Met Your Mother.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And you know what? Up until I didn't believe it until I actually visited Cleveland. I'm like, man, this city sucks.
In Clash of Champions' defense,
Whoa, no. Sorry.
it still feels like it's more planned out than TLC.
That is fair. I'll
Well,
give you that.
TLC was planned out, and then it was, holy shit, what are we going to do now?
Was it?
You know-
Were you genuinely interested in any of those matches before TLC?
Okay,
No.
we would discuss this. We figured out how to fix that whole TLC debacle, and that was to add either tables, ladders, or chairs to every single match. That's all you had to do.
None of those feuds had build up, and at the very least, like, it's not much. It's not much at all. At the very least, Clash of Champions has a little bit of build up.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, fine. Zach,
It's not much at all. At all.
you want to
Mostly for the main event.
You want to continue with the card, please?
Well, I mean,
So we already talked about it. Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's eating the pit. Corbin's retaining.
I don't think
Bobby
he
Roode's
is.
strong.
I'm gonna.
I
throw this out
think
there.
that's exactly how it's going.
So
Just gonna throw this out
it
there.
could go one of three ways.
No, yes, I agree. The logical way is Corbin's going to win it.
At all, Chris. I know you love Dolph Ziggler. He's not winning at all.
I have hope.
I bet you $5 at work the other day that Shinsuke Nakamura.
Hold on. Shut up. No more bet talk.
Okay.
'Cause that's not legal.
We'll talk about it later.
That's not
I
legal.
am more confident.
We're not talking about it at all.
Okay.
Okay.
I am more confident in the bet that we made.
Whoa,
That didn't exist.
No.
I'm more confident that a
Chris,
wager between
you
two
are
people.
allowed to make a bet with friends. It is not illegal, Chris.
Also, we're on video.
It's not illegal.
It's illegal in
I'm
certain
willing
states.
to bet that a wager between two people that know each other through something over pro wrestling things, that if one of them was that Dolph Ziggler was not going to win this match, it would beat pretty much every other bet. Then Baron Corbin's going to have a really shitty, stupid-looking hairline and look like a jackass while he's out there for the match.
He took his shirt off today on
What?
SmackDown.
Does his
Nice.
belly still look like a frowny face?
Always.
It's because he used to
I
be.
just want to throw this out there about what I think should happen after this, because Ziggler should eat the pin.
Okay.
Ziggler should eat the pin. Then Ziggler should disappear for 3 months.
Okay.
Solidly 3 months.
Not even show up as the Rumble and just get eliminated very early.
Not even come to the Rumble. Dead serious. Not even come to the Rumble. Should be off TV, take a short vacation for 3 months. And
Go rekindle his relationship with Amy Schumer.
Sure.
Okay.
And he could be off air for 3 months and come back not on Raw, not on SmackDown. He can come
205
back.
Live.
No, he can
back.
come back on NXT.
Rebuild.
Yeah, I could see that.
I really
I
do
think
like
he's
that.
been around too long for that to realistically work.
So was Zack Ryder, though.
Okay, but that happened how long ago with Zack Ryder? And Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder have been around for about the same amount of time.
Actually, Ziggler longer.
Ziggler has been around longer. But
So-
the point would be in refreshing his character and giving him a little bit lighter of a schedule.
Yeah. Because his complaints are mostly that it's not his booking. He loves doing what he's doing. He loves being the gatekeeper for NXT. But on the other side of that, he wants. Oh God, how do I explain it?
It's what we talked about at work the other day.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler's biggest problem of being the gatekeeper is that he only loses. He never wins anything. Cash Sono is the gatekeeper in NXT, but Cash Sono, when he's not being gatekeeper, still wins feuds, still wins matches. Dolph Ziggler does not do any of that. So when smiling Bobby Roode shows up on SmackDown and then beats Dolph Ziggler, it's like, okay, who gives a shit? Everyone beats Dolph Ziggler. When Johnny Gargano beats Cassius Ohno, it actually matters because Cassius Ohno just finished his feud with Kenta and beat Kenta.
Yep. Well, like you could also make the first match in their feud a very obvious win for Ziggler because Ziggler's the seasoned veteran. This guy's coming up from NXT. Why should Ziggler put over the guy that's coming up from NXT when Ziggler's the seasoned veteran?
Well, that's kind of the point, though. You bring them up from NXT to be like, this new face. Why would you have him instantly fall on his sword his first night on the main roster?
But you make Ziggler win dirty, I think is the secret to that.
Yeah, but I'll give him a roll of victory or something like that.
Like reverse the decision with Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler on their second pay-per-view match, I think, where Roode won with the roll-up. That make that Ziggler. Make it Ziggler who wins with the roll-up.
I honestly just think that the biggest problem is they've ruined Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
and there's not a realistic way to fix him. I don't even think that Captain's situation would fix him. I don't think there's a single way you can fix him.
Put the US title on him.
I don't even think that will work. I think that will do the opposite of what you want it to do, and it'll devalue the U.S. title.
The idea behind sending him to NXT is that he doesn't lose.
Yeah, you send him to NXT and he just wins. He just goes on a tear.
Like, sending him to NXT, he gets put into the main event picture because he is a main show veteran.
Yep.
But the problem with that is we've already known that this man is an established WWE World Champion.
Yeah.
It's not like Zack Ryder, who has, up until that point, I don't even, has won maybe a couple titles.
He was U.S.
I think
champion.
when they sent him down to NXT, he had won the U.S. title, and then he requested to go down because he was just stagnant.
Well, I mean, they don't really acknowledge Dolph Ziggler's world championship reign. Anyway,
they do.
He's had it twice, though.
Yeah.
And he's had multiple Intercontinental titles. And I think he's held the U.S. title at a certain point, if I remember correctly.
He did. He's actually one of the best Intercontinental champions in history, too. Like, just putting that out there.
Let's see. He's won the tag titles, too.
Yep. He's done
everything. He was part of the Spirit Squad.
He's a Grand Slam.
Is he a Grand Slam?
Yeah. World Tag,
Intercontinental, U.S., and World Heavy.
Yeah,
he's also a Money in the Bank winner. Like, you can't send somebody like that to NXT and then have it be believable that you're trying to rebuild it when we already know that this character exists and is, established. He's been established. He's won a Slammy Award for Match of the Year because he was the sole survivor at Survivor Series. That is not a person that I could see going to NXT and being believable as someone working down there to rebuild their character.
But is it
if
believable?
You're going to send him to NXT, if you're going to send him to NXT, you need to do something else with him, and that's probably make him a manager. There's no way to fix this character right now.
Is he believable as what he's doing right now? No. So do something equally unbelievable and move him, make the move.
He's believable if you give him more than one win.
But that's just it. They're just going to continue to job him out to the NXT call-ups.
And that's fine. And then have him beat people like, I don't know, the person who has the longest lose streak in the company right now.
Kurt Hawkins?
What good would it have him
beat fucking He could beat Kurt Hawkins and he could still win matches. He can beat fucking Mike Kanellis, who's shitty as shit and hasn't been on TV in 2 months. You could have one of the Colognes come up and lose to him in an exhibition match. You can do things where you have him beat people and then lose believably to other people. Like it.
Or he could be tearing down the house with Cien Almas.
Oh God. Yes.
Yeah, and then you kind of you devalue the fact that Cien Almas is building himself up because all he's doing is just beating up this old WWE wrestler who isn't good enough to be on main roster anymore. That's the problem, is you send him down there, they're going to see him as this person who's not good enough to be on main roster. So when somebody beats him in NXT, it's like, okay, why do we care? WWE doesn't even believe in this person.
Well, hold on. There was another guy who was being
and then if he's beating him,
okay,
it's just like, oh, you're sending up down the veteran to beat down on the new guy.
So, hold on. Same kind of situation, right? Let's talk about Drew McIntyre. The difference between Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre is that Drew McIntyre didn't actually win a title. However, Drew McIntyre was
the Intercontinental title.
The world title is what I mean.
Okay.
He was always in those situations. He was always number one. He was always in the main event match at whatever pay-per-view he was in. He's in NXT, and he's flourishing.
And I wouldn't say he was flourishing. He felt out of place to me. He felt out of place because he's this guy who we all know is established. And he had the same thing that Bobby Roode had for me. He didn't feel like he belonged because he was, and I hate to say this, he was too good for NXT. And the other problem is that part of why Drew McIntyre was so good when he came back was because he built up his stock a lot while he was gone. If you get rid of Dolph Ziggler and you want to build up his stock, keeping him anywhere in WWE is not going to help. You need to send him somewhere else. You need to let him do indie dates. You need to let him, I don't know, send him to Progress. They have a really good relationship with Progress. He would probably have fun in Progress because they would treat him like a main event star and he would be Progress champion. He could beat, I don't know.
So kind of what you did with Al Snow there for a bit with ECW?
Yeah. Like Pete Dunne. Is Pete Dunne still the Progress champion? I honestly don't know.
No, he's not.
Okay. Well, whoever the Progress champion is, like, you could have him beat that person. Like, if WWE has this established relationship with Progress, we could say, hey, we need to fix this character. Can we send him here? Hell, we'll even pay him to work for you or whatever. Like, if they want to fix the character, there's easy ways to do it, and I don't know if, and they're not going to acknowledge any way to do it correctly.
Well, I mean, WWE wouldn't do exactly what you just said that they should do.
I know they won't, but who is Progress champion right now?
That's what I'm looking up.
Travis
right
Banks is Progress champion. Okay.
Yeah, Banks.
I don't think Dolph Ziggler's repairable right now. What if you move him to part-timer and you let him focus on what he wants to with Hollywood? Have him still work house show dates, you know?
Well, I mean,
I think if you do that, you put him in
Zach,
a lesser.
Zach,
sorry,
let somebody else talk.
Okay.
in the longevity of this, he's going to ask for his release probably sometime before or after WrestleMania. Because his character is just that dead at this point.
Right.
His career is getting to be that dead at this point.
Josie, do you care to weigh in?
You guys pretty much said it all.
I mean, guys, I think we might be all underestimating how much Dolph Ziggler wants to go and tell really bad stand-up.
I forgot about that.
Or doing cricket commercials.
I love that guy, but god damn it.
You're not He's so bad at stand-up.
Well, let's move on.
Probably a good idea.
About this long enough.
We've been. Zach was ranting.
I'm gonna bring up the tag title match. We got the Usos versus the New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus Rusev and Aiden English.
Hold up, Ruru and
Wrestling
Aiden were in there?
Yeah, and Wrestling Math says that the fact that Rusev and Aiden English won tonight's match against the Usos means they're 1,000% not winning.
Oh yeah, tonight was the
Probably eating the fall. It's a fatal 4-way tag match.
But I want them to be tag team champions. I want that so bad.
Who did they beat tonight? Did they beat anyone involved in the match?
Rusev and Aiden English, they beat the Usos.
Yeah.
Yes.
They beat the Usos? Then yes,
there was a distraction.
Solidly, Wrestling Math does say they're not winning on Sunday.
Yeah. It's probably going to be
depressing.
It's probably going to be the New Day.
We've been proven wrong before, but
yeah.
My pick is the New Day because they're hot potatoing that championship around between the Usos and the New Day. They want a way to move it back to the New Day before the Rumble. But they also don't want to do the same match that they've done with the Usos 100 times now.
I'm going on spec pick. I'm going to say Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable are winning this.
Interesting.
Because they want to do something with Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable other than just, have them be smiling in the back with Daniel Bryan pulling a Bobby Roode when he showed up to to SmackDown.
Oh, they can't do that anymore. Because Daniel Bryan's going to be a heel.
So I think that Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable probably have the highest odds. Yeah, you want the New Day to hold the titles for like 1 billion years and 1,000 times, but
I'm not saying that I want that.
Sorry
I'm saying that the E probably wants
no,
that.
I'm saying like WWE wants that.
Yeah.
When I say you, I mean WWE.
Got it.
I only want that if you have Breezango beating the New Day for the titles, just because that would be so much fun to watch as a wrestling fan. The promos would be gold. Like, every bit of it would be wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
The Bludgeon Brothers are next in line. They're going to move it to a face tag team.
Except for the Bludgeon Brothers suck.
I like them.
I'll give you 6 seconds as to why they're garbage and have no credibility
Cappy,
as
you're
a
next.
team.
I have to stick with it's either going to remain on the Usos or it's going to go to Belton and Gable.
Belton?
Or, yeah, whatever. Shelton.
Just call them Benjables like I do.
Benjables.
The new American Alpha.
Oh, man. Josie,
Yo,
weigh in.
Wake up.
I'm awake.
Grab a brush, put on a little makeup.
Oh, Lord.
Why'd you leave the kids under the table?
Here we go, create another fable. Who's winning the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match?
Honestly, if the Usos don't retain it, it's going to be Sheldon Gable.
Really? I'm the only one who's got the New Day.
I mean, I would really want Rusev and English to win it, but
I think
they're not going to. Yeah, they're going to eat the pin.
That's what we all want. Just we're talking about like WWE booking, like what should happen or what will happen.
You guys know it's not an if on the Uggos retaining. Like, it's a when the Uggos retain those titles this Sunday.
If it's the Usos, then it's going to be Aiden English taking the pin. But if it's Shelton and Gable, then it's probably going to be the New Day eating the pin.
Oh.
Because why would the heel team pin the other heel team?
That's a fair
I mean, the
point.
Usos are kind of tweeners.
All right, guys, let's call it right now. Which New Day member is not in this match?
Woods.
Yeah, easily.
Big
Yeah,
E.
what?
No, you want Big E in this match because you have Rusev in the match. You want a meeting of the meat.
I got Kofi in it.
And yeah, Xavier Woods has been really hot lately. Maybe Kofi is the one to be out. Like, Xavier Woods is the reason some of those matches are so good.
Cap, who you got?
Oh, okay.
No, I was the one that said Big E.
Oh yeah, Big E.
You don't want all the man meat in the ring at the same time.
Chris loves man meat.
I do.
I know he
man
does. That's why I want to move on to the women's match because I want to hear more about the women.
All right, up next, we got Charlotte Flair versus Natalya in a lumberjack match for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Oh,
Who do you got? And on top of that, is Carmella cashing in?
Charlotte, yes.
easily.
Can we please just get the title as far away from Charlotte as possible? I don't care how.
Yeah, get it.
I just don't want her in.
Get it.
I don't want her in the title picture for like 8 months.
Get it.
You give me can you give me 8 months of like a Charlotte free women's title picture?
Well, see, that's why I like my called shot. If you don't recall, earlier on this podcast, my called shot for a WrestleMania women's main event was Charlotte versus Asuka. This was before Asuka moved up.
Before you knew that they were going to be on different brands.
Yeah. So I want Charlotte to stay away from the women's title picture because I want Charlotte to start a who's better rivalry between her and Asuka.
Can you feasibly do a cash-in and have a triple threat match become what it is?
I mean, and
have Natty eat the fall?
They've already shown that that's possible.
Yeah, Seth Rollins did that.
Like that's the safe way to get out of this here and keep Charlotte looking strong and get that title away from her, which is what we really, really need.
How many lumberjacks?
Hell, you can have Becky turn on her as one of the lumberjacks.
Doesn't that kind of kill the whole 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen at Mania though?
Yeah, but nobody cares about the MMA 4 horsewomen. And nobody. It's a stupid idea.
They're also putting Shayna Baszler, right? They're debuting her on NXT.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks, so that might not be this
Baszler.
Baszler. We might not have that at this year's WrestleMania because you don't want to move her up too early.
Yeah, I think what they're gonna do with that is that's gonna be a Survivor Series thing.
Probably.
I think we got a while for that.
Because the Soon promo with the 2 spades, that's her.
Yeah, and they ruined that by putting it in the fucking image link.
Yeah.
It does say Shayna in the image link.
It says Shayna Baszler on the image link.
Yeah, straight up. They telegraphed that one. Way to go, Kevin Dunn.
No, that's not Kevin Dunn's fault. That's the video editor's fault. For naming files.
I think that Kevin Dunn had part of that involved. I'm not going to say he's the idiot involved, but
he's the idiot involved.
Or hear me out.
Do what Cappy just did. Blame me.
What if Jeff Jarrett snuck into the editing?
Oh my god!
Truck and changed that title on that. That sounds like what he'd do.
You're just dead
that's
set.
Possible.
You're dead set on Jarrett, huh?
Because he's evil. He's an evil we never deserved.
Yeah, Chris, and we all know that you hook up with him.
Yeah, because you guys are both scoundrels. One of you is a bigger scoundrel than the other one. I'm not going to say who it is. That's for you two best buddies to figure out.
I mean, I do weigh 300 pounds.
And you are probably still the bitch in that relationship.
Probably.
All right, so Josie, we haven't heard from you on this yet.
Natalya's going to win. Carmella's going to cash in and win it.
Oh. It's a combination of events I didn't hear coming.
Yeah, I know.
Josie, way
I
to be
think-
weird.
I think that's honestly the most realistic thing to happen.
And then after that, I don't want to see Natalya anywhere near that title.
Natalia wasn't.
You don't
near
like
the
her cat
title.
ears?
No, but
I don't like anything about Natalya.
Natalia wasn't near the title before this situation.
Yeah, she like somehow Jinder Mahal'd her way into the title. It's weird.
Yeah, so why do you want her to stay far away? It's fresh. It's different.
Because she's the perfect combination of an anime cat girl and Stifler's mom.
That's not a bad thing.
Well, plus she
Well,
can't seem to
yeah.
separate her character from her uncle, which
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
That's
not
all.
to say that Charlotte is successful at separating herself from a certain family member,
Yeah,
character-wise.
Yep.
How sad is it that Carmella has the most unique character out of this potential
And
match?
that's not even saying that much because Carmella and Liv Morgan are the same goddamn person.
That's on Liv. That's definitely not on Carmella.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but Liv has like been changing up. She's wearing a lot less vibrant colors to kind of get away from that.
and like I
Plus-
was telling our intern, Liv is just she looks like a discount Carmella, but sounds like a discount Bliss.
Oh
Hey, that's Tyler Bates' girlfriend.
And
So Liv Morgan is a tomboy, where like Carmella is like a girly girl princess type, and that's what separates their characters. Plus, I think the Carmella character is supposed to be like from the shore, where like
No, she's
Liv
Staten
Morgan's
Island.
from the inner city. Yeah, where
Staten
like
Island.
Liv's from like the inner city. So like it's very subtle. It's like the equivalent of like the ring ding 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 thing that Vanilla Ice tried to pitch at one point in time. Like we all know it's the same fucking thing. But that's apparently supposed to be like the difference between the two characters.
I mean, there's not much.
no.
All right. I gotta go to bed soon. I want to move on.
All right, main event time: Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles. Singles match for the WWE Championship. Who you got? Why is it Jinder Mahal, Chris?
It's Jinder Mahal because I firmly think that John Cena is winning the Rumble. And John Cena is going to be chasing his 17th title reign at WrestleMania against Jinder and not AJ Styles because SmackDown doesn't know how to book a WrestleMania.
I'm going to counter that with AJ wins because Finn Balor is winning the Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
Because SmackDown won it last year.
John Cena's a free agent.
Yeah, it's true. If John Cena wins, neither side won.
I think
I-
the real winner here is all of us because we get to watch the Singh brothers get murdered again.
Well, okay, so
They got murdered tonight. It was pretty great.
Cappy, are you telling me that
You know,
Vince moved Balor off of the Universal title match to put him in the Rumble and to make him win?
yes,
Big ol' swerve?
it would for a better short build story than, oh, here, we're just going to feed Finn Balor to Brock Lesnar.
I like that. Well, and also, like, a Royal Rumble win is more prestigious than any title win.
What if this whole Finn Balor's not over thing is just a complete work? And we're falling for it this entire time.
Hey, I'm the conspiracy theorist. But I agree.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
I thought the whole Bullet Club situation was a massive work. I'm half right.
After watching the Jericho promo today, I'm fairly certain that it might be.
Yeah. I mean, I know that I'm half right because Jericho and Kenny are fighting at Wrestle Kingdom. But I'll be full on right when the Bucks debut on Monday Night Raw.
Because, I mean,
Not
what if
gonna
Jericho?
happen.
But anyway, I want to hear we got Josie and we got Zach and Josh that haven't voiced an opinion.
That's
yet,
true.
so.
That's true.
Does he?
Wait, did someone call me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
AJ
you'd be
Styles,
listening,
Jinder
bro.
Mahal. Who's winning?
AJ Styles.
Now, is that just wishful thinking?
No, it's because now they want to start booking AJ versus Shinsuke for WrestleMania.
Ooh, so you got Shinsuke winning the Rumble.
It could happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a Raw guy, but they'll find a way to get Shinsuke in there.
Interesting.
Isn't Elimination Chamber also a SmackDown pay-per-view, or
No,
is it
it's
a Raw pay-per-view?
It's a
No,
Raw
it's a Raw pay-per-view.
Which kind of fortifies that it's probably going to be a SmackDown guy. Because
Brock's not going to get in that.
Yeah, Zach brought up that point, and I was like, oh man, that's actually really interesting. Brock is like, that's not in my contract.
They've already brought up that it's going to be for a number one contender.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why... Yeah.
So either a Raw guy is going to win it and move to SmackDown, or a SmackDown guy is going to win it.
Let me ask you this, because I don't remember off the top of my head. When did SmackDown debut? Or when did SmackDown start? 2000? 2000, yeah.
99.
Oh.
99? Okay, thank you.
Are we talking about like individualized SmackDown, like as its own entity, or like?
Yeah.
That was at the brand split in 2003.
So Lesnar.
You're looking up Royal Rumble winners?
He shall not be named. Batista, Ray, Taker, Cena.
He shall not be named was a
SmackDown.
Yeah, he was a SmackDown superstar at that time.
That was 5 SmackDowns in a row after
Batista
a Raw.
was Raw at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Ray was SmackDown.
Yep.
Taker is
SmackDown.
Beyond, so it doesn't count.
Well, Taker was SmackDown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cena, who was Raw.
What year was that?
2008.
That was Raw, yep.
Yep.
Then Randy Orton.
SmackDown.
Edge.
SmackDown.
Alberto Del Shitto.
SmackDown.
Edge was
Sheamus.
Raw at the time.
Was he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was.
My bad.
Sheamus.
Raw.
Raw.
Jonathan Sienna.
Raw.
Batista in 2014. So that was
That was
after the
post-brand
shows
split.
combined.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
those
now
after they combined.
now it stopped mattering.
Yeah, so we've definitely had multiple, like two wins in a row from a certain brand. So I think it's possible. I'm saying AJ Styles is winning, and I have multiple reasons. One, I'm citing the fact that Elimination Chamber is going to be a number one contenders match for the Raw match. So the SmackDown guy has to win it, and they want to book AJ at a Mania with the title. I think that they finally realized that that's what they need to do. They've had him for 2. This will be his 3rd WrestleMania, and I think they finally realized that that's what they need to do, is put him in the main event because it'll sell a lot of tickets. I also want to cite a thing that happened in India.
Yep.
What happened in India, guys?
Triple H went over on Jinder Mahal clean.
Which,
In his defense,
No, stop it.
Jinder Mahal does not know how to block the man with 3 H's impeccable shovel style combat.
that's fair. But
Does anyone?
No.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Ooh.
Because he had his own shovel style combat.
But yeah, I honestly think I think that does also kind of tell you that Jinder Mahal will stay as an upper mid carder, but I think his time as like the main event person is coming to a close. I think that it worked really well for them. It didn't work very well on the stateside thing, but I think that it showed them that while Jinder Mahal is liked in India, there are other superstars that they like more. and it kind of felt like pandering to them. So
John Cena.
yeah,
No, they're super into
they love
Reigns.
Roman, which is bad because that tells us that tells Vince that he's at least partially right. So yeah, I think AJ Styles is going to win.
Cappy, you have strong opinions on Roman Reigns. We had this conversation. Go ahead and tell the other guys.
Roman Reigns got stuck with a bad deal.
Yeah, there
And it
is no
sucks.
way to win with that one.
It ultimately sucks. Here, you're the guy. Well, no, you're the guy. Well, what do I go out there and talk about? Well, you're the guy.
Be the guy.
I think looking back at what they've done with Roman, the easiest way to fix it is not have him just immediately jump into the main event scene like he did.
It's exactly what
That's
Cappy's
just the
saying.
issue. I mean,
Yeah.
You could slow build him up, and he could be a Cena character where, yeah, he's not, everyone's favorite, but he's not the worst, where people are literally booing him out of the building in Philadelphia.
Well,
All I'm saying is John Cena first stopped and won the U.S. title on the way up.
Well, Roman was a tag team
Roman.
champion.
That's not the same.
He was a tag team champion when he was with the Shield,
Yes.
which is why that doesn't count for me. Post-Shield
Yeah.
breakup is what I'm saying. Post-Shield breakup, Roman just immediately jumped into the main event scene, won the Rumble that year.
This is true. He did just straight win the Rumble. And the part that really sucks about that is that there was no special feeling about him winning the Rumble because he was on the shelf for 9 months. And it was just, he was getting ready to do the story with Seth, and then boom, he's on the shelf.
I don't
yeah.
think there was a way for Roman to win in this situation. Like, the people are going to reject what's shoved down their throat, and that's sort of what happened with him. There are going to be a lot of people who really, really dislike Roman Reigns.
In Roman Reigns' instance, though, they did it to themselves
Yeah.
because they cheered so much before.
Oh, also, real quick, Chris, I brought this up earlier. The other reason why I disagree with you saying that either Roman or Cena's winning the Rumble is where's the Rumble this year?
Philly?
And what happened the last time one of Vince McMahon's big guys won the Royal Rumble in Philadelphia?
I actually don't know. Fill me in.
He got booed so much that even The Rock couldn't fix it. Because that was when Roman won the title. Or won the Rumble. I think the WWE is smart enough to know
Look,
that
Philly's...
Philadelphia will not accept that, and it will be very bad for them if they get that many boos. Because they were not happy about that. The Rock realized that this was a problem because The Rock, you can see it in The Rock's face. The Rock is like, oh shit, they fucked up with this choice.
In their defense, Daniel Bryan won't be eliminated from this year's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So
Shinsuke will.
It was
Shinsuke will. Bobby Roode will.
It was a perfect storm, honestly, with the Daniel Bryan thing, because that's when Daniel Bryan started gaining momentum.
that was that was after his injury when he had a little bit of
Really?
momentum there. Like,
Was it?
Yeah.
yeah, that was your
That's-
after.
Oh, this was WrestleMania 31 year. I'm sorry, this was WrestleMania 31 year, not WrestleMania 30 year. My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a real big. It was a real big mistake, and even like you can see it in The Rock side. The Rock realizes that this is a big problem, and I think that the WWE is smart enough to remember that. Granted, I've said that many times. I think that the WWE is smart enough. Insert blank. 2 weeks later, blank happens.
We've talked about that a lot.
Well, in this instance, they do need to have someone like Finn Balor win this Royal Rumble. Because going into this Rumble, the last 3 winners have been booed.
And
that
I think the only
includes
reason
Randy
Randy didn't get as many boos as he did was because he eliminated Roman Reigns.
Yep.
They also have been telegraphing this Roman versus Brock thing harder than any Randy Orton match ever. Like, this is the most telegraphed thing ever. We all know that that's what they're going to do this year.
Brock Lesnar said it was the plan.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Just fucking spoiling it ruins it.
You think that they would change the plan completely, which I'm pretty sure they did. They probably did have Roman winning the Rumble this year. But then they were like, oh, plans were spoiled. We need to figure some shit out.
It goes back to your...
I don't think they've changed anything. I think we're still getting exactly what we were told we were getting.
That match is what we're getting. Yes, 100%. Cappy.
I think it goes back to your Finn Balor not being over as a work.
Yeah.
It's totally a work.
Because everybody's going to go in expecting Reigns to win the Royal Rumble. At some point, he'll lose the Intercontinental Championship, but he'll win the Rumble, and that's what everybody expects. And I don't think that's what's going to happen.
So if he wins that, do you still keep AJ versus Finn? Or do you potentially make it like a triple threat match and add a piece like Shinsuke Nakamura?
We didn't get
Enzo Amore win the Rumble.
We didn't get any payoff from the Money in the Bank thing with AJ and Shinsuke. It might be Shinsuke.
I think Shinsuke is currently the odds-on favorite to win the Rumble.
Yeah, because so before when I wasn't thinking, like, yeah, I was thinking that it's probably going to be John Cena or it's going to be Roman Reigns. But now that I think about it, we didn't have that big payoff after their moment at Money in the Bank. So we're probably going to get that very soon.
I sure hope so. I definitely have AJ going over in this match. Like, there's no way that AJ is not walking into Mania the champion.
All right.
Is there?
Yes?
I don't know.
I'm looking at something real quick.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the captain has to go to bed.
I have ships to plunder in the morning.
All right, I got it right now. So John Cena is 9-4, Roman Reigns is 5-2, and Shinsuke is 11-4.
So I have 2 of the top 3.
See, Chris, let's say you bet $5 on Roman winning, you get $17.50. If I put $5 on who I think is winning, which is Shinsuke, I gotta add it to the bet.
You would get $5. He's the odds-on favorite.
A $5 bet on Shinsuke yields 18.5. So
he's not the odds-on favorite.
Odds. Yeah, Roman is the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, Roman's the odds-on favorite.
Or Cena's the odds-on favorite. Cena's 9-4.
Oh, damn. Anyway,
Barack Obama is currently on here at 1,000-to-1 odds.
I bet
to win the Rumble. Barack Obama.
I'll put $1 on it.
Okay. So, you know what spot I really want this weekend more than anything? This would be the best gift the WWE can give us. Can we please have AJ Styles, phenomenal forearm, one Singh brother, laying them out, and then Styles clash the other Singh brother over the top of the other one? Yes?
Thank you for checking out the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast. Be sure to check out our amazing rewards on Patreon and make sure you tune in next week where we determine a number 1 contender for the AVG Trivia Championship. Thank you very much for joining me, Justin Andrews, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
All right. I got to tell you, I this has been like on my mind all day, just in the back of my head, and I'm actually really nervous about this because this is my first time doing this. So,
well, don't be nervous. I promise I don't bite.
All right, perfect. I want to start by learning a little bit more about your history, your past. Could you tell me? Well, first, let's start with me asking what inspired you to become a professional wrestler.
You got to go way, way, way back, like many, many years into the 1980s. So when I was a kid, we used to go to South Dakota. I'm originally from Montana. We used to drive all the way across the state, go to South Dakota to visit my mom's side of the family. So her grandpa and grandma, so my great-grandpa and great-grandma, called him Grant's Grant, had all these wrestling action figures. I mean, Grant's used to watch wrestling religiously. Whatever else was going on, he was in his easy chair in the living room. When Graham was cooking up dinner for, all 75 grandchildren and great-grandchildren she had, Gramps would be watching wrestling. And I can remember Gramps wasn't like a really talkative or emotive sort of fellow, but he would get so passionate watching wrestling, and that always stuck with me. And when I was a little kid, I liked to act. I was in school plays and things like that, and that wrestling thing was always just kind of in the back of my mind. So, Gramps is long since passed away. He passed away when I was young, but that's who really inspired me to get into the business and to make it happen. Just seeing that those guys on that TV screen could get a reaction out of my great-grandfather was enough for me to be like, that's something that I have to do. Not want to do, that's something I have to do.
There was a call to action there, something that you had to be a part of.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.